Am I a bad friend for falling in love with Sarah's husband? I didn't mean for it to happen. That's what everyone says, isn't it? A cliché wrapped in guilt, served with a side of self-loathing. But watching James stand at the altar yesterday, exchanging vows with my best friend, I realized that sometimes the truth sounds exactly like a lie. It started 3 years ago, when Sarah asked me to help plan their wedding. "You've known us both forever," she said, squeezing my hand across our favorite coffee shop table. "There's nobody I trust more. If I close my eyes, I can still smell the pumpkin spice latte that suddenly made me nauseous." I should have said no. Should have made up an excuse about work or family obligations. Instead, I smiled and said yes, because that's what best friends do. That's what maids of honor are supposed to do. What they're not supposed to do is fall in love with the groom during countless hours of venue hunting, menu tasting, and dance lessons. They're not supposed to notice how his eyes crinkle when he laughs at your bad jokes, or how he remembers exactly how you take your coffee, or how he calls to check on you after every bad date because Sarah's worried about you. Sarah. Beautiful, brilliant Sarah, who's been my best friend since we shared crayons in kindergarten. Who held my hand at my father's funeral. Who never gave up on me during my dark year after college, when I nearly drank myself into oblivion over a broken engagement. "You're my sister," she told me once, braiding my hair before a blind date she'd arranged. Not by blood, but by choice. The guilt tastes like metal in my mouth now, remembering those words. Because sisters don't imagine what it would be like to kiss their sister's fiancé. They don't lie awake at night, replaying innocent moments and twisting them into something else. They don't stand in front of their mirror practicing their maid of honor speech, trying to find words that won't sound like a confession. Last week, during the final dance lesson before the wedding, James and I were paired up because Sarah was running late from work. He held me at the proper distance as we waltzed, but his hand was warm against my back, and for just a moment, one horrible, wonderful moment, I let myself imagine this was our wedding rehearsal. "Everything okay?" he asked, noticing my tension. "You've been quiet lately." I forced a smile. "Just nervous about the speech." He laughed, that deep, genuine laugh that makes his whole face light up. "You'll be great. You always are." When Sarah arrived, apologizing and flustered, he kissed her hello. I watched them dance together, perfect in their imperfection, stepping on each other's toes and giggling like teenagers. The way he looked at her, like she was the answer to every question he'd ever had, made me simultaneously love him more and hate myself deeper. Yesterday, I stood beside them at the altar, holding Sarah's bouquet of white roses and purple lilies. My speech at the reception was perfect, funny, touching, full of stories about our friendship and their love story. Everyone cried at all the right moments. No one noticed how my hands shook, or how I couldn't look directly at either of them. "I don't know what I'd do without you," Sarah whispered as she hugged me goodbye before leaving for their honeymoon. "You're the best friend anyone could ask for." James hugged me too, a quick, friendly embrace. "Thank you for everything," he said, and for a split second, our eyes met. There was something there, a flicker of recognition, perhaps? Or maybe I'm just seeing what I want to see, creating meaning from meaningless moments, because the truth is too mundane to bear. They're gone now, off to their perfect honeymoon in Greece. I'm sitting in my apartment, surrounded by wedding planning binders and dried flower samples, writing this down like some sort of confession. My phone keeps lighting up with notifications, tagged photos from the wedding, messages from mutual friends about what a beautiful ceremony it was, how perfect they are together. They are perfect together. That's the worst part. They deserve each other, deserve their happiness, deserve every moment of joy that's coming their way. And I deserve this ache in my chest, this burden of silence I'll carry forever. Am I a bad friend? Maybe. But I'm trying to be a good one. I'll bury these feelings so deep they'll never see daylight. I'll be there for their housewarming, their baby showers, their anniversaries. I'll love their children and celebrate their joy and never, ever let them see how much it costs me. Because sometimes being a good friend means being the villain in your own story. I reach for my phone and start deleting photos, not the ones from the wedding, but the ones from all those planning sessions. The ones where, if you look too closely, you might see something in my eyes that a maid of honor should never feel. Some stories are better left untold.